Cool. It is 11 o'clock and we will go ahead and get started. Welcome to today's workshop, Using Data to Drive Business Growth, presented by me. Small businesses can learn how to grow their online presence and improve customer loyalty. Job seekers can grow their presentation and communication skills, and educators can learn how to use technology to inspire students through the Grow with Google program, of which the Clayton County Library System is an official partner. So a little bit about me. My name is Marquita Gooch Void. I'm the Assistant Director for Technology and Training for the Clayton County Library System. I've been in the library field about 12 years or so, a little bit over 12 years, almost 13 now. I've worked as a public librarian, obviously, in a reference library, and as a school librarian for a very brief time. In addition to that, I am also a small business owner. Shameless plug, but not really shameless. Right there for your perusal. But today we are talking about how you can use data to grow your business even more. So getting data is not really a problem anymore. There's data everywhere. The advent of the internet has made finding information quite easy. Whether or not that information is accurate takes a little bit of skill to discern. So data makes your briefcase heavy. Insights make you rich. Google's opportunity is to take these huge amounts of data and make it manageable for everyday people like you and me. Manageable enough for people to be able to interpret it of their own free will. We need to find the interconnections, patterns, themes, and build in context for genuine understanding. The ultimate goal: provide actionable insight that you can use to prove or disprove a hypothesis. So to unlock new opportunities, your insights have to be novel, credible, and actionable. First, we'll start by defining insights. So insights help you create more effective business solutions using strategies informed by real consumer truths, whether they are brand strategies, creative ideas, product innovations, or media plans. The trouble is, insights are notoriously hard to pin down. You can ask 100 people and you'll get 100 different definitions of an insight. What is clear is that when businesses look to Google for help with finding insights, they're not just looking for data. Insights are based on data, but are novel, credible, and actionable enough for them to unlock new opportunities. A great insight is unexpected yet obvious. An insight must be able to inspire action. It must be useful. So this is Tracy Noonan and Danielle Villagi. They are a mother and daughter team of bakers. So they started in 2010 by taking cake decorating classes. And out of that class, they developed a passion. And out of that passion became a business. And in 2011, in Cohasset, Massachusetts, they opened their business in October of 2011. They became very, very popular within their town and started to receive hundreds of shipping requests. But they couldn't find a way to ship their cupcakes and have them arrive fresh and intact. So that's when they got together, started to formulate a plan, and came up with putting cupcakes in a mason jar, as you can see in the photo on the screen. So they would fill each jar with layers of cake and then frosting and or filling, and the cakes would stay fresh for up to 10 days without refrigeration and can easily be shipped. In about 2013, Tracy and Danny went on the show Shark Tank in front of about 10 million viewers and pitched their idea. Since that television appearance, Wicked Good Cupcakes became the go-to site to buy unique baked goods online. Currently, everything they do is still homemade and baked from scratch with no pre-made mixes. So we're going to use Wicked Good Cupcakes as our example for today, and explore how they use data to reach and achieve their goals and how it can help you reach yours as well. At any time, if there's a question that you have, feel free to drop it in our live chat and I will answer it as best as I can. Once again, if you have a question that pops up, you can go ahead and drop it in our live chat and I will answer it. Okay. So sometimes making decisions on your gut instinct works out great, but it's usually better to base decisions and actions on data. So let's say that Wicked Good Cupcakes monitored Google My Business reviews. They might have learned that customers really don't care for a seasonal flavor or that there is a trending ask for a specific flavor. Instead of cutting their prices when sales are down, a business could use these insights to introduce different promotions or products, or in this case, flavors. Many decisions could see improved results if the data supported them. When Wicked Good Cupcakes started, they assumed customer base was primarily female, ages 35 to 54, and then used that information to drive their marketing initiatives. Once they actually did a deep dive into their analytics, they actually learned that their target market was ages 25 to 34. Once they had that information, they adjusted their marketing strategy. All right, so you hear a couple of terms throughout this presentation, so we'll give you a little bit of insight into what those terms actually mean. So, data is the information you obtain from users, like demographic information, behavior, and activity. Analytics are patterns and trends discovered within data. It's how you make sense of everything and discover meaningful trends. Insights are the value you gain from data and analytics. Insights should be actionable and prescriptive. In other words, you know what to do next. So here's an example. Let's assume you have an e-store online or an e-commerce website. Data shows that you had 1,500 site visits within the past 30 days. Analytics show that 30% of those visitors accessed your site from mobile devices like a cell phone or a portable tablet. Insights reveal that visitors using mobile devices are 60% more likely to convert. But if you are new to data and analytics, the reports can be overwhelming. We'll look at ways to use data to help make decisions instead of relying on gut instincts. This involves using tools to see patterns in customer usage. Before diving in, you'll want to identify goals so that you can ask the right questions. So here's how it's recommended that you get started. So the first thing is outline your goals. And those would be the customer actions you care about most. What outcomes do you want? What do you want to improve? An example could be you want to maybe increase your website traffic by a specific percentage amount. The second thing is, what questions do you need to ask? What information do you need to know to achieve these goals? And third, determine which tools and reports can help you get those answers to the questions that you'll ask. Just a quick tip. So when we're talking about asking questions to improve your traffic visits, or what do you want to improve within your business? So when you're asking those questions, you want to be sure to pinpoint them, whether you're referring to offline advertising campaigns versus online advertising campaigns. Sometimes they can work together simultaneously. Other times what works for offline advertising doesn't quite translate to online advertising. So just kind of keep that in mind as you outline your goals and generate your questions. So let's start with goals. Start with the outcome in mind. What do you want to see happen? What are you trying to achieve? Everything you do should support your goals. So what makes a good goal? Well, there's actually many types of goal, like a simple example of increasing web traffic by a specific percentage amount. But is that goal meaningful? Let's talk about what are good business goals. One way is to use the SMART framework. Is the goal specific and detailed? Can you track this goal? How will you measure it? How will you know when you've accomplished it? Is the goal realistically attainable? Will this goal help you reach your business goals? Is it relevant to your business? When do you want to achieve this goal? And how can you set a time frame? So here's a hypothetical goal for Wicked Good Cupcakes. They wanted to decrease shopping cart abandonment to about 60%. They used analytics to find out how many users were adding a package to their cart over a period of time. They compared that number to total transactions during that same time period to measure cart abandonment rate. And so what is cart abandonment rate? Well, basically, if you've ever been online shopping and they've got a really good sale, kind of like a 2-for-1 thing, and you just fill up your cart, and then you go back and whittle it down to the stuff that you actually really, really want to pay for. And then when you see that final total, it's still way too much than you budgeted for. And so you just leave it. You don't delete the cart. You don't save it for later. You just kind of close your browser, go on about your business. Maybe you'll revisit it at another date and time. But that actually happens quite a bit with e-commerce stores, where people will fill up a cart. And most people don't know that you can actually track that data. Well, Google actually can assist you with that. Over time, Wicked Good Cupcakes made notifications to the checkout process, modifications to the checkout process on their website to decrease the number of shopping cart abandonment instances. With each incremental change, they reviewed those numbers to see the effect. Ultimately, they were able to drive cart abandonment rate to about 45%. So different sites have different goals. Online orders, leads generations, engagement, etc. What worked for one site may or may not work for yours. It all depends. So, if you pre-registered, you should have gotten this attachment. If not, it is found on our Facebook page, and we'll make the link available in the comment section of the recording of this video. But on your screen, you'll see the SMART goal worksheet. So SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. So the first thing is, like we've been mentioning, is to identify your goals, whether it's generating new leads, increasing the number of appointments, increasing your online sales, increasing the number of people that actually call your business to find out more about it. Whatever those specific goals are, you'll use this sheet to write them all down and map them out. Once you've done that, you can consolidate your ideas into a single SMART goal at the bottom of the handout. Again, we will make the link to download this sheet available in the comment section of the recording of this presentation. So once you've defined your goals, you can consider what questions to ask to meet them. Next, we'll look at examples of the types of questions to ask to help you get the answers you need. The framework you see here represents stages of a business's relationship with customers. You ask questions and use answers to move customers through these stages. First, reach customers with methods like advertising, organic search, social media, and offline promotions. After they discover your business, you need to engage them. Can they find what they're looking for? Next, it's conversion time. The goal of this is to help visitors complete important actions on your site. There we go. All right, we're back. Woo. Technical difficulties there. Apologies for that. But hey, it's technology. It happens. But we're back. So we were talking about the different categories of questions to ask. And now we'll talk a little more in depth about reach questions. So you can think of reach as the people you want to visit your website and become your customers. Reach questions help you understand brand recognition and awareness and how people find you online. So we'll go back to Wicked Good Cupcakes as our example. So let's say Wicked Good Cupcakes wanted to establish a new goal of increasing online orders about 10% this month. They might ask, how do people find my business online? If customers can't find the business online, they can't place online orders. So one question they might ask is, or you can ask, Wicked Good Cupcakes owners would ask themselves, what other reach questions might they need to know in order to achieve their goal of increasing online orders for 10%. So next, you want to ask engage questions. So engage questions involve discovering how or if people who find you interact with your website. Do they navigate to more than just one page of your website? Do they watch your videos if you have them on your website? Do they search for things within your site? Do they download attachments or PDF sheets with information? Do they look at your menu? Types of engage questions include, what do people do once they find your website, right? Where do customers engage you online? Where do they find you online? And how do people interact with you or your website online as well? So conversion turns site visitors into paying customers. That's what we all want, right? We want paying customers. We want the money. We want people to buy things from us, whether it's goods or services. And using conversion questions helps you find out the how or if that happens. So once people find you online, what do? Do they take further action? Do they purchase something from you? Do they sign up for a newsletter or schedule an appointment or consultation? To meet their goals, Wicked Good Cupcakes could ask, how many online orders did we receive last month? And from there, determine how customers interact on their site and whether or not they're able to convert those customers. So lastly, sustain questions. Sustain turns customers into loyal customers that continue to interact with your business. Sustain questions help you understand what customers say about you online. Do they like your products and services? What do they wish you could have done better? Do they rely heavily on other customers' opinions as influencers in their decisions to shop with you? To meet Wicked Good Cupcakes goals, they might ask, what are people saying about my business online? Next, we'll look at some tools to help you answer some of these questions. So right now, if you're keeping track, we have our SMART goals. We also have potential questions that we need to ask. So what types of tools does Google have to help us answer these questions? So if their goal is to increase online orders this month by 10%, Wicked Good Cupcakes may want to know which traffic source is bringing them the most visitors. To find that information, they would use Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a free tool and one of the most popular website analytics tools available that helps you better understand the customer experience. You can understand your customers by drilling down into demographics, gender, and their interest. You can also figure out, based on that information, if your site is meeting expectations. You can also understand behavior on your site and what actionable steps to take next. You can also find out how customers find your site to drive organic traffic to your site. And you can also track and record your goal completions. Google Analytics can help you with answering reach, engage, and convert questions about your business. How do people find my site? What do customers interact with once they find me online? Google Analytics could help you find the answers to all of those questions and many more. Is Google Analytics an app? You can actually, I go back a slide. So you can just go to google.com/analytics and log into it there. But I'll go ahead and put it in the chat for you to make it easier. So when people hear the word analytics, they imagine a whole bunch of other things. It sounds like math and science and all these other confusing terms and analogies mixed up together, which is kind of true because it is a ton of information jumbled all together at one time. But what Google does is allows you to mix and match those segments to produce a simple and concise report. So what we're going to talk about next is just an overview of the categories and how you can use those categories to your advantage to generate filters to create your own custom reports. So real-time insights show impact of marketing efforts in real time. They are immediately and continuously monitored or monitor the effects that campaigns and site changes that you may have implemented over time. A conversion reports is the completion of an activity that is important to the success of your business, such as having customers sign up for your email newsletter or even make a purchase. You can use these reports to see how all your channels work together to create sales. Audience reports provide insight into characteristics of your users, such as demographics, interests, geolocations, language and behavior, technology, and devices. Acquisition reports provide a window on your users' acquisition behavior conversion, or the ABC cycle, which is basically how you acquire users, what they do on your site, and their conversion patterns. Behavior reports tell you how behavior varies between the new and returning users of your website. So this is a screenshot of our demo company, or our demo business today, Wicked Good Cupcakes, as if we were viewing their analytics in real time. So real time shows the impact of a business's marketing efforts. It is monitored continuously. That shows the effects that each of these campaigns and site changes happen, again, in real time. A few highlights about how you might use real-time analytics is to determine if new and changed site content is being viewed. So let's say originally you had a static gallery on your website where pictures were just kind of stacked in neat little rows and a customer could click on them individually. Let's say you change the static gallery into a slideshow. Did that change from a static gallery to a slideshow have more viewer impact from your customers? Do they like that better than the previously static one? Showing what that looks like, or using the real-time analytics, can show you if that change was the right one for your business. You can also determine if a one-day promotion drives more traffic to your site and which pages are viewed. You can also monitor immediate effects on your site traffic from a blog or social media post, and monitor goal completions as you test each site change. Because of their appearance on the show Shark Tank, Wicked Good Cupcakes may have benefited more from that versus TV and radio appearances. When appearances like these, or when changes like these occur, it can be difficult to measure how it may affect traffic spikes on your website. Information allows us to prep the site for possible traffic and forecast potential orders. As you collect historical data, you are able to compare it to the number of orders, while also factoring in the number of viewers for that particular show. They're now able to accurately predict how many orders to expect, the amount of traffic spikes to expect when they have an upcoming television or radio appearance, based on the size of active users. So conversion reports. So a conversion is a completion of an important business activity, like a purchase or a lead. You can use this report to see how all of your channels work together toward conversions. For Wicked Good Cupcakes, they use conversion reports quite a bit. When they make a change to their site or products, they want to make sure it has a positive effect on conversions. They don't want to assume or guess. So they'll take a report for a recent period, make the change to the site, and then see how that change affects or doesn't affect conversion percentages versus their average order value. So as an example, Wicked Good Cupcakes started offering video messages to their customers. This allowed them to upload a video message to the recipient that would be texted or emailed to them when UPS delivered the package to their door. It offered a way to add a personal touch from gift giver, but it required an extra checkout step. Whenever you add a step, you risk decreasing conversions. People don't want to go through 20 million steps at checkout just to purchase a single item. Wicked Good Cupcakes designed that step to be as efficient as possible, making it easy to skip and quick to add for someone who does want that video message option. With each iteration of the feature, it measured the conversion percentage and adjusted it accordingly. All right, so audience, or who's visiting your website. These reports provide insight into characteristics of your users, again, like demographics, their interests, the language they speak, the types of technology they use, and devices they use to find your business online. Most often, business owners have a preconceived notion about who their audiences actually are. Google Analytics can help you learn more about your audience and potentially detect a mismatch. As mentioned before, Wicked Good Cupcakes assumed that their target audience was women aged 35 and between 35 and 54. They used that information to drive their marketing initiatives. But once they actually took a deep dive into their analytics, they actually found their market was 25 to 34, which helped them change their marketing strategy to drive organic traffic to their site, have more people engage on their site, and take those visitors and convert them into actual customers. All right. So where do your customers come from? The acquisition behavior conversion, or again, ABC cycle, basically outlines how you acquire users, what those users do on your site, and their conversion patterns. These reports also allow you to see where your traffic is coming from and how channels perform. Wicked Good Cupcakes uses acquisition reports to find out how people are searching for them or finding them through internet searches. With the screenshot that you can see the search terms that potential customers are using to find Wicked Good Cupcakes and the conversion rates of different search terms. So we can use information to drive site content and overall content strategy. You can also use AdWord campaigns and advertising affiliate content to, again, drive viewership to your website. You can also find benchmarking metrics for the different channels by going to the audience part of Google Analytics. But also keep in mind to not get too caught up in the numbers. Instead of focusing heavily on those numbers, use them as a general guidance and benchmark for your performance against your own account at previous time ranges so that you can measure your own progress. So behavior, right? What are people doing on your site? Behavior reports visualize the path users travel from one page or event to the next. It also helps you discover what content keeps users engaged with your site and identify potential content issues. So Wicked Good Cupcakes uses behavior flow to help guide them through any changes to the site that may affect the conversion funnel. It gives them a great view into the path people are taking on their site, so they can identify any areas of efficiency within the conversion process. Basically, this allows them to see what people are interested in the most. They take that information and focus heavily on that. The downside to that is you could potentially lose other customers if you're only focusing on the one thing that's driving your primary conversions. So let's recap and talk about some resources. So basically, what do you do now? Where do you go from here? So you've got your goals. You've identified the important questions that you need to ask. And remember to only ask questions based off of phases of customer engagement. So reach, engage, convert, and sustain. Seek out the reports that could help you find the answers to the questions that you've asked. And lastly, measure the results of those reports to take actions. So one tool that Google has right now is the the Grow My Store tool. So whether you sell online or in store, you can boost your business with a quick and easy evaluation of your retail website with Grow My Store from Google. Yes, that was a plug. Basically, what Grow My Store does is it analyzes different retailers' websites, gives them a score, and then it generates personalized reports with recommendations to help you improve the online experience for your website for your customers, and allows you to engage them further in order to grow your business online. The link is down there. You can click on that. Again, I will put it in the chat so that you can have access to it. And it's a really easy tool to use. You just kind of click it, follow the on-screen instructions, and it spits out a really great report that gives you a ton of information, all for free. A new feature that Google has added as well is quick help videos for small businesses. They're short videos that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to use some of the other tools that Google has made available to small businesses and large corporations as well. If you're using the quick help videos, you'll learn things like how to get your business listed on Google Search and on Google Maps, how to create a YouTube channel for your business, and even how to start a Google Meet conference. Again, all free tools. All you need is a Gmail account to access most of these. Cool. And lastly, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, the Clayton County Library System is an official Grow with Google partner, and as such, we have created an Applied Digital Skills for Entrepreneurs course with the library system. Courses found within this Applied Digital Skills classroom include building your online business, so a little more in-depth presentation of what we talked about here. preparing for your business plan, and also how to actually write a business plan, how to use Google Docs to create flyers, whether from scratch or from templates, and then creating budgets within Google Sheets, and also how to write a press release, again, either from scratch or using templates within Google Docs. The link is there, and that is a classroom code. It will ask you to sign in, so you will need a Gmail account in order to access the course. But these are all free and available to you courtesy of the Clayton County Library System. So, thank you very much for joining us today. We've hoped you've learned a lot. The video will be posted on the library's YouTube channel, and we hope you join us again for our next presentation.